Members of Congress will be returning from their breaks soon, and when they do, one of the issues they'll be working on is new money to spend on COVID and pandemic response. But before they get to that point, some lawmakers want to know what happened to the rest of the money. A ballpark upgrade, a new hotel, a ski area, and a prison facelift. What do they have in common? Local governments using federal COVID dollars to pay for the projects, most coming from the billions in taxpayer money given out as part of the American Rescue Plan. While the legislation was intended to help Americans recover from the COVID economic impact, it also allowed broad definitions for how the money could be used.
The American Rescue Plan provided $350 billion to state and local governments with very few strings attached.
Citizens Against Government Waste President Tom Schatz says he's not surprised at this result.
Federal government is very good at giving out money and not caring how it gets spent, and then not worrying about whether it comes back if it's being wasted. There are no guarantees when the money comes from Washington.
When Congress returns from recess, lawmakers will likely have to decide on a new COVID funding bill requested by the Biden administration. Some, however, are already asking how the initial recovery money got spent and looking to offset new spending by repurposing old funds.
There was uncertainty back then. Live and learn, and we need to make sure that we're not hiding unspent COVID funds when we're talking about maybe spending more on COVID should it flare up again.
Senator Mitt Romney led the negotiations on repurposing COVID money before the break. His office says they reached a $10 billion agreement for a new bill before it hit other hangups. The Heritage Foundation's Doug Badger says there will still be challenges to get the bill passed in Congress when lawmakers return.
At this point, when the administration says we need money for COVID, it should be met with bipartisan skepticism. Congress should be asking the tough questions.
Before going on break, it did look like a deal was struck for new COVID spending, but it got derailed when it was tied to Title 42, an immigration measure affecting the southern border. That could still play a factor when the recess ends. Matt Gelka, CBN News.